We are going to deal with understanding elementary shapes. As you have already learnt about elementary shapes in the earlier classes, here we are going to deal with little extension about these elementary shapes. So what are the concepts we are going to deal with through this chapter? The concepts are measuring line segments, comparison of line segments, angles, triangles, quadrilaterals, polygon, solids, the three-dimensional shape. As we have already discussed about measuring line segments, our today's topic regarding angles. What is the topic? Today's topic is clock and angle reader. Through this topic, we are going to deal with angle, types of angles, measurement of angles. What is an angle? As we come to hear the word angle, an open shape comes to our mind. So what is that? An angle is formed by two rays with a common end point. As we have already learnt about rays having a fixed starting point and no end point. This common end point is called the vertex of the angle and the two rays are called its arms, as you can see in the figure. So, where can we find an angle? We can find an angle in a furniture, in street light pole, in mobile tower, among trees, through breeze and buildings, etc. Almost everything around us can recall about an angle. Similarly, you can see a clock face on the screen. When a hand of this clock moves from one position to another position, it forms an angle. The measurement of this angle go on changing in every movement as the time changes in the clock. So from a clock, we can find every types of angle. We will discuss more about this. Before that one, let us see how can we measure an angle. So measuring angles are done with protractor. You can see the figure of the protractor which is found in your geometry box used in the classroom. So what are the instructions required to use protractor? As we are going to use protractor for measuring angles, let us see how to use a protractor. As you can see, a protractor, before placing the protractor, take an angle and put the protractor on the angle so that the center of the protractor should coincide with the vertex of the angle. At the same time, one arm of angle should match with the 0 degree of the protractor, 0 degree written on the protractor. After you placing the vertex of the angle and the arm of the angle with the center of the protractor and with the line of 0 degree of the protractor, then you start counting from 0. As in this case, you can see 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. So here the angle is 70 degree. Let us check another example. Let us measure few more angles. Remember, we always start the counting from 0. Here also you can see an angle formed by the blue color rays. As we have placed the protractor, you can see the vertex of the angle coincide with the center of the protractor, and one more arm of the angle coincide with the 0 degree of the protractor, but this time it is in the opposite direction. So we will start again from 0. We should look 0 on the protractor and go on counting. If we go on counting in this case, we get 107 degree. In this way, so measuring an angle using a protractor is very easy if we can place the protractor properly on the angle. So what is the importance or getting a correct measurement through a protractor is the placement of the protractor over the angle. So why should we stop ourselves only using a protractor available in the geometry box? Let us do an activity. How can we consider that activity? How can we proceed with the activity? The activity is to prepare another material for measuring the angles, for which we are going to use the important concept of clock. As I name the topic clock, an angle reader. So we can use a clock face to measuring an angle. For this we need an old transparent plastic. Should be circular shape preferable, and if it is not in circular shape, we will cut a circle and make it a circular shape. Where can we find this transparent plastic? Can be a base of a package, can be a base of a tiffin box, or can be a thin plastic plate. Remember, it should be transparent so that we can place the numbers on it. A clock face printed or pasted on the transparent sheet is preferable. You can also take help of an unused CD. I am showing you one example. I have prepared that clock face, and these blue color lines are shown you to the angle. As I have placed the clock face on the angle, you can see one arm of my angle matches with 9 of the clock, and from there I start counting the place. As you can see, from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and so on, the angle moves. As we move from 9 to 10, it is 30 degree. 10 to 11, another 30 degree. 11 to 12, 30 degree. Then one place 6, 6, and another one is 4. In this way, my angle is 30 plus 30 plus 30, 6 plus 6 plus 4, that is 106 degree. Remember, 60 small divisions on a clock is equal to 360 degree. So every small division represents 6 degree. So read the angle and say its type by using this clock and angle measure. To check the distance between both the hands. When we see the angles formed by the clock hands on a clock, we should check the distance between both the hands. Preferably, always try to check the distance between the hour hand to the minute hand. Find the difference of their place. If it is exactly 3, then it is a right angle. If it is less than 3, then the angle formed is an acute angle. If the distance between the both the hands of a clock is more than 3 and less than 6, then it is an obtuse angle. Please make a note, when we find a obtuse angle, on the other side if you see, it is an reflex angle, means clockwise and anti-clockwise. We will come across it. If it is exactly 6, then straight angle. Let's check with the clock face. At the first case, you can see a clock showing a time 9 o'clock, in which your hour hand is indicating at 9 and our minute hand is indicating at 12. The difference between 9 and 12, 9 to 12, difference is 3. As the difference is accurately 3, so it is an right angle. So a right angle is formed when the time is 9 o'clock. If someone asks you, give me an example of a right angle, say 9 o'clock in the clock, 9 o'clock on a clock face represents a right angle. Similarly, the time 6, you see the hour hand and the minute hand, one is at 6, another is at 12. The difference is 6. When the difference is 6, as I have discussed, it is a straight angle. Total part is 360. The half of it, half of a clock face, represent a straight angle. Next, you see a timing. Can any one of you say what is the time? Yes, very good. 3:25. Here you see the minute hand is at 5 and the hour hand is in between 3 and 4. So the difference is less than 2. So it is less than 3 also. So the angle is formed is an acute angle. Understood? Okay, let us move forward. As I have told you, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Let us see where it comes from. First thing is revolution. The angle for one revolution is a complete angle. As you know, revolution, rotation of earth, revolution of earth, you must have heard the word revolution. Moving around another object and completing a circle is known as revolution. Revolution can be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Clockwise means moving as the clock moves. Anti-clockwise means moving against the motion of the clock, means the opposite of the motion of the clock. One full turn of a hand is one revolution. Here I can proceed with the directions like north, south, east and west. We will consider it a latter part, so I am not discussing here. At last, let us conclude what are the types of angles formed and what are the measurement of these angles. As we can see, a right angle, remember 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock represents right angle whose measurement is 90 degree. That means 1/4 of a clock. Straight angle, representation of 6 o'clock. It is 180 degree, two right angles. Can anyone say 12:30 is a straight angle? No, because it is not accurate 6. At this time, the hour hand stands between 12 and 1. So the difference is less than 6. Therefore, it cannot be a straight angle. Then comes your complete angle, 12 o'clock, 12 noon, yeah, 12 midnight. Both the case we get a complete angle 360 degree, which is formed by combining 4 right angles, means one complete angle is equal to 4 right angles. Acute angle, if the measurement is between 0 to 90 degree, and here as we discussed, if the distance between the hands is 2 or between 0 and 3, then it is an acute angle. Obtuse angle, if the measurement is between 90 degree to 180 degree. Reflex angle, if the angle is measurement is 180 degree to 360 degree. So this concludes today's topic. We will proceed about triangles and polygons in the next class. Thank you very much.